Hi, my name is Mike Ladden with Drive the Globe, and I'm going to take you around my new 1994 Stewart and Stevenson M1079 today. Now, this truck replaced my Mercedes Unimog and Overland Expedition trailer that you probably saw in the last video. So let's go take a look. All right, so let's start with looking at the front. This truck is basically a stock military truck. It spent its life down in North Carolina at Fort Bragg. And I picked it up. It has 6,500 original miles when I got it. And I've done very little mechanically to it. What's nice about this is they call this the van body. So if you look at it from the side, this box and everything about this truck came as you see it, even including windows. So it saved me a bunch of money in the build out, not having to build the structure. What I did do on the truck is build the ladder, the roof rack system for my storage up on top. And you can kind of see obviously some of the RV features that we put on. I've got powered awnings on both sides. I did all the underbody boxes here on the truck, and those mostly keep all my camp gear, storage, the tumble tusk scuttle, stuff like that. Nice also about this kind of van box is that these three pods at the front at the top give me the ability to have my house batteries, which are 800 amp hours. There's 8 100 amp hour lithium batteries in there from Battleborn. And then in the middle, I have a Honda generator that runs on propane actually, and there's 2 propane tanks that are mounted up there as well. So this is a little bit different than my Unimog. I've got more power, more solar, more ability to run off grid for longer periods of time. On the other side, the third pod on the roof is air conditioning for the Habitat, which I did not have on my prior build either. So this is a first. And I have air conditioning in the cab, which I've never had in any of my Overland trucks. Here on the rear of the truck, this section is a 5-foot bump out that I actually built, and it houses my bed. So it was big. It was a big deal for me to be able to have the bed in this back section. It's lighter, and it gives me the full 12 feet of the rest of the box to have as my house. On the rear here, I found these one-up aluminum bike mounts. So I'm a huge cyclist. So I carry with me a road bike, a gravel bike, and a mountain bike, and those all fasten on the back of the truck. Outside here, we have outdoor shower and a hose system for I use it when I'm cooking on the scuttle usually. 110 AC power outlets on the back here. This box was like originally a military hookup for some kind of electronic equipment. And then I custom built the staircase, drawer slides, and put those parts together. What's nice is when I pull out of here, stairs fold up, drawer slides in, and it just goes underneath the body of the truck. So spare on this vehicle, both the cab, and you can kind of see in a picture right here, the cab tilts forward in order to work on the transmission and the engine, and it's all air over hydraulic system. So if you open up this, I basically push button, I can raise the cab, and even more importantly, I can lower the tire and raise the tire, the spare tire here, hydraulically. All right, going up onto the roof. So here's the pods at the front of the box I was talking about that house the battery and the generator. What's nice also is that they're directly behind the cabinets in the kitchen, which is where all my electronic stuff is. And all my runs, my electrical runs and stuff are very short. So that's kind of what you're looking for when you're running power, and try not to get any loss. On the front here, I've got 4 Alubox storage cases. Those mostly hold all of my, I'll call it my sports gear, cycling stuff and kayak stuff. My solo stove mounts here in the middle. And then on the roof, I call this my sunset and sunrise viewing station. So I got enough room here to have two chairs and a table, some cheese and crackers and a beer at nighttime. I kind of use that space that I had left over. Behind it is 1,200 watts of solar power. So there's 12 Renogy 100 watt panels that are mounted here on the roof. Now obviously that may be the most power on anybody's roof here at Overland Expo, I'm guessing, but I have the real estate to do it, so that's where it comes from.
So Mike, I gotta know, how does this compare to the Unimog?
That is the question that everybody wants to know. So this is an incredible upgrade from my last vehicle. The Unimog was tight, it was cramped. If you were tall, your head was hitting the ceiling. You probably remember that. This is like luxury. It did not come like that. It was basically a metal box, and I outfitted it sort of for comfort this time. I insulated the living daylights out of it. There's layers of Dynamat, Dynapad, carpeting. I installed, it is actually quiet enough in here to have a radio that I never had before. You can have a conversation with your passenger without having headset. All my communications gear, GPS and everything is up there. Unlike the Unimog, this is a 7-speed Allison transmission, and it's push-button automatic. Totally no gear knobs, nothing to shift in here. I've got a 3,000 watt Renogy inverter in here for AC power, satellite radio. This truck has central tire inflation, so this is the controls from a push of the button. You can set it for highway. We're coming up, getting off road, hitting the sand. You hit sand, it automatically deflates the tires while we're moving, and likewise it'll go back up when you're going back to the road. So that's awesome. I also have a cab air conditioning. This unit I installed this. This came from a later series truck. It was not stock to this vehicle. And then probably the most expensive part of my entire build is the Schumann seats. No expense spared there, I guess, but I got to tell you, they are probably the most comfortable thing I've ever sat in. So behind the seats, I have the Dometic fridge here in the middle. And even though that this is a two-door, I think the cab is bigger than the four-door Unimog. So I have all my storage behind both seats. Got my little one wheel back here, and backup camera up there so I can see from what's behind me. So really all together, power steering, air brakes, also air ride suspension on the cab. So this is pretty comfortable in here. Inside we go. So we are inside what I now call my kitchen area, I guess. And that is something that I did not have in my Overland trailer. And you can see I've got burners here. I've got an oven. I got a microwave oven above here. And I have a full vent hood and fan that vents to the exterior. So all upgrades from the trailer. Over on this side, you've got, I kind of want it to go all the way here. I got a double bowl farmhouse sink, and then underneath the sink, I had to kind of be creative with the cabinetry to do this, but I have pull out here. This is my dual zone Dometic fridge freezer, and to clear the plumbing, it was a little bit of an interesting build, but it worked. Right here is my Akuva LED light water filtration system for drinking water, and all the faucets and everything else. Plenty of storage. You open the cabinets up, they're jammed full of food here and whatnot, but lots of storage area that I did not have before. So still have my Nespresso machine. I've got a toaster now. And what's nice about having this all in my house is that I can roll out of camp here in 2 minutes. I basically take the few things that are on the counter, put them in the sink, and we are ready to roll. Everything latches down. All the cabinets are magnetized. Okay, so over here on this wall, you can see some other stuff I did not have before. Starting at the top, this is just a regular window air conditioning for my house. It's a 5,000 BTU or something, and I've got 135 square feet in here, so it works fantastic. This is my weather station with indoor-outdoor temperatures, barometric pressure, and everything else. And then I have, to control the 1,200 watts of solar on the roof, this is a Renogy 100 amp charge controller. So this is what manages all of my solar power coming in. And I've found that I've been unplugged now since Tuesday, so we're 6 days in, and I've been running all week with no sun. We have not seen sun at all, and I've got enough solar coming in. Right now on a cloudy day, it's reading out 70 volts at 270 amps coming in, so, or 270 watts. So that's fantastic. This is my DC to DC battery charger, which I actually put on a switch. So this is what charges the house batteries from the truck alternator when you're driving. But I chose to put a switch in so that I don't have to use it if I don't want to. Because remember, while I'm driving, I've also still have the solar charging the system. And then on this wall here, you kind of see it's a little tough to see. This is all my light switches, and I actually installed a sound system in this thing. So that's something else I didn't have before. So a little upgrade there. A little ambient lighting over the cabinets that I can change colors and do whatnot. So on this back wall here, this is the control panel for my Go Power. It's a 3,000 watt inverter, converter, and battery charger all in one. And this control unit right here is the thermostat for my Propex heating system for the cab. It's a marine heating system, propane. Underneath the oven, this actually is magnet. It pulls off. That's where the water pump and the heater system are housed. So easy access if I need to work on anything down there. That pops back on. In this cabinet is my instant hot water heater. And for those of you that know me, I'm a shower fanatic. So I have instant hot water in here to run that. I don't use it very often, but if I want to or have guests come over, this folds up. This is my kind of kitchen table. Sometimes I work on stuff on there. Behind that, this folds down, and I carry on board my full 27-inch iMac to do video editing and whatnot. What's nice about this setup, I used to have to bag it up when I go on the road. Now it just closes up in this cabinet with the foam, and I don't have to, there's no setup and takedown. Okay, so coming to the back, and I'll call this my master suite back here. That 5-foot bump out houses the bed. And unlike what I had in the trailer, this is a real 14-inch thick mattress, so sleep is awesome on this. I put in outlets and USB ports and everything else here for power and for plugging in. I have two Arctic Tern windows on either side that have the screen and the built-in shade to close up, and above here is my Max Air roof vent fan. So my shower is a full-size 34 by 34 shower. About the same size I had in the trailer, but this time it is a shower. It doesn't have anything else in it. It's just a shower unit. Glass door. I wanted to have it kind of open and airy here since it is somewhat of a tight space. So opposite the shower, I have my wardrobe area here. The doors both open up. I have all my pull-out drawers for clothing and hanging clothes, which is nice and shoes on down below. That was really kind of a challenge inside the trailer because most of my clothes were actually in the Unimog, and I had to go keep getting them. I didn't have enough space inside the trailer to store all that. All right, so inside here is what I call the water closet, the WC, and that is your toilet, which is a Dometic cassette toilet, and the sink above that, which is also IKEA, by the way. And then I have plenty of storage for toiletries and whatnot. The nickname for this vehicle is 3. This is 2 right here, which is the Mercedes Unimog in the trailer. And I actually, on the other side over here, behind the Star Wars lamp, we have number 1. That was a Land Rover Forward Control 101. So that was the first of the 3 orange trucks. And this summer, I've been towing behind this truck. I've been towing my old Land Rover, which I've owned for like 29 years. Here's a picture of me in the Sahara Desert with the old 88 series 1965 Land Rover. So this is the new truck that I hope to take 220,000 miles around the world over the course of the next 3 or 4 years. You guys could follow along at drivetheglobe.com and certainly on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Drive the Globe. And thanks for staying with me and taking a tour of my new 94 Stewart and Stevenson.